Welcome to practice. This is a short flow for connecting you with your potential and your possibility. One of the anchors in yoga tradition and Buddhist tradition is that life is parimnivada, it's always changing. And the great Buddhist teacher Thich Nhat Hanh essentially said that the degree to which we are comfortable with and abiding in the uncertainty of life is going to be equated with the level of our happiness, joy, and presence. Anywhere in our lives where we are clinging to a certain reality, clinging to things being a certain way, we are setting up the future conditions for suffering. And so it's important that we evaluate regularly where we have attached ourselves to things that are finite so we can reassess those relationships and at the same time cultivate our care and investment in things that are infinite and invest in our personal trust, being trustworthy, trusting ourselves, our core inner wisdom. And these things all together open us up to highest potential and possibility, because a lot of our possibilities are often on the other side of uncertainty, when the things that we've always been hammering at don't turn out the way we planned, and then something even more magnificent occurs that was beyond what we could have thought, because so often we're dreaming of possibilities from a fearful past. But resting in uncertainty, trusting in core inner wisdom opens up the aperture, the lens of the mind, and allows us to experience even greater possibilities. And in our day-to-day life, there's less anxiety about trying to hold on to things or to keep things the way that they are, but instead we are flowing in the buoyancy of life. So with that, elevate your pelvis up on top of a cushion or a couple yoga towels or blankets, and then lower your gaze 9/10 of the way or all the way and find your seat. And what I mean by find your seat is really allow yourself to be anchored from the perineum, the legs, the feet to the ground, and allow your spine to lift and rise. We're going to start by just clearing things out with a Kapalabhati breath, just opening up the lungs, opening up this body that is a magical abode of your own to more possibility by virtue of tending to the lungs. So take your arms up in the shape of a V, an equilateral triangle of strength, structure, and stability, and then bring your pinky and your thumb to touch. So you're connecting the experience and the articulation of the heart. And with your arms up right by your ears, you'll feel the way the scapula sort of bring the lungs forward. So you're really ready and available. And when you're ready, take a nice deep breath in through your nose and now start to pump out a Kapalabhati breath, that forceful exhale through the nose. Good. Keep going. Out, 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 out. Just flushing things out. You might find that the head starts to get a little sense of spaciness, like a balloon. So the head becomes like a balloon floating on top of the spine. Keep pumping out the breath, playing your heights, playing that almost anxiety piece of yourself. At the same time, playing the grounding and the stability of the low body. About 20 more breaths. Good. Inhale, hook your thumbs over your head. Big deep breath in. 3 more little sips through your mouth. 1 more little sniff. And then exhale, let it go. Super nice. Let's move right into our movement practice. Come off of the blankets or the cushions underneath of you. Set them aside where you can reach them. And then bring your hands to the mat. Good. From here, we'll just start with some nice and easy cat-cow. So as you breathe in, arch your back and look forward, broaden your collarbones. And then exhale and round your spine, tuck your chin to your chest, tuck your tail. Good. Do that a few more times with the breath. Inhale, soften the belly towards the floor, lift your heart. Exhale, tuck your chin and your tailbone underneath of you. Good. Every breath in, opening to possibilities, receiving some kind of nourishment. And every exhalation, it's a nice release. Good. And last time, breathe in. And now curl your toes under and take your seat high to the sky, downward facing dog. And give it a moment. You can bend one knee and then the other. Just starting to open up the backs of the legs and arrive on your mat. Good. And then as you're ready, find a little generous bend in the knees so that there's a good fold in the hip, and then poke your tailbone high to the sky so there's a wave in the lower spine. Bring your ears right between your biceps. Create a lot of space and breathe. Super nice. From here, shoot it forward to a plank pose, unfold it. So now the shoulders are stacked over the wrists. Push the floor away. Good. And then back to a down dog. Do that a few times just to build a little heat in the body. You can do this nice and fast, pumping the breath, or nice and slow. I will leave that up to you. Good. Traveling forward and back, moving the breath, the currency through the form, building a little heat. So nice. And then hold the downward facing dog. Good. Shift forward once again to the plank. Keep your toes curled under and now draw your pubic bone towards the floor into a floating up dog. Broaden the collarbones. Super strong legs. Good. And then up and back to the downward facing dog. So nice. Take a moment here. Good. From here, take your right leg and stretch it up to the sky, opening up through that front hip. And then exhale and transition your right foot between your hands. And make sure that your heel lands wherever your knee lands, wherever your heel is, so you have that good 90-degree bend. Get your knee in your armpit and then descend your back knee to the floor. Uncurl the back toes. And from here, on the top of your back foot, straighten your back leg. Good. I know it's a little uncomfortable, but the top of the foot is the back. So it's this real sense of breaking up the density of the back body. Relower the back knee. So nice. Now push into the ball of the front foot. Push into the back foot. Pinky edge of the back foot. And then lift your chest. Anjaneyasana. And imagine yourself here like you are in a big sphere, like you're a big hemisphere from the back foot all the way to the crown of the head. It's like you're forming a crescent moon shape. Big breath. So nice. Good. Bring your fingertips to the floor and then step it back, downward facing dog. Right into the other side. Stretch your left leg up to the sky. Open up that left hip. And then as you exhale, step the left foot forward. Again, let the knee land where the heel lands. Descend the back knee. Uncurl your back toes. And same thing, straighten that back leg. And give it a moment here, really opening up the top of that foot. Roll a little more towards the baby toe side of the right foot and redescend the back knee. And then here, the way we hold poses together is not with the density of muscle, but by traveling the imagination. So push into the ball of your front foot, push into the pinky edge top of the back foot, drive your pubic bone forward and unfurl. And then here, again, travel your personal terrain. So the pubic bone is going forward. You're pushing into the ball of the front foot. Back foot is spreading. You are inside of a giant hemisphere. So nice. And then bring your hands back to the mat and transition back downward facing dog once again. Very good. Lower down to your knees and grab 2 blocks and place them across the top of your mat. And if you don't have the blocks, you're welcome to just do this on the floor. Take your elbows onto those blocks and then walk your knees back and drop your head so that you're really opening up the front of the shoulder, connecting to the lungs, which are your courage, connecting to the front body, this whole plane of potential. Couple big breaths here. So nice. One more big full breath. Very good. Nice and easy. Lift yourself back up and take those blocks off to one side so that you can use them later. Bring your hands back onto the mat and press back to a downward facing dog once again. Look forward and then step one foot to the top of the mat, step the other foot forward to the top of the mat, and then measure 2 fists between your arches and hang over your legs. Very good. Interlace your fingers at your low back, push your knuckles to the sky, little bend in the knees, fold. Best you can, working the palms to touch. So nice. Good. Bend your knees, sit back into chair pose, keeping the clasp in the hands. Lift your heart. Very good. And then push all the way up to stand. Release the clasp, arms alongside of your ears. And then bring your hands to your heart center. Very good. Inhale, stretch your arms up. Exhale, hinge from your hips and fold down. As you breathe in, lengthen your heart forward, a halfway lift. And then exhale, and from here, step back to downward facing dog. Once again, stretch your right leg up high to the sky. Deep breath in. And then exhale, transition your right foot forward once again. Very good. Lower to your back knee. This time, interlace your hands behind your head and peel your chest off of your front thigh, hugging your elbows towards the sky, supporting your head in the interlace of the hands, pubic bone traveling forward, and open up to possibility. What is it that you can trust in yourself right now? What reality? What feeling? What about you can you hold steady, even in, this asymmetrical, slightly unbalanced moment? So nice. Lower your chest back onto your front thigh. This time, hinge back into a half split for a moment, opening up that front hamstring. Stretch the front body long. And then rebend your front knee and step it back, down dog. If you wish, come forward to that floating up dog. Roll through your spine. And drive the pubic bone towards the mat as you open your chest. Good. And back to down dog. Take your left leg to the sky. Transition your left foot forward and drop to your back knee. Again, make full contact between the belly and the thigh. Spread the top of the back foot. Interlace your hands behind your head and then unfurl it. Allowing here the interlace of your hands to metaphorically, it's your ability upholding your vision. And imagine yourself again like a giant sphere. Travel your personal terrain, open to your potential. Unfurl it, fingertips back on the floor, and hinge back into that half split. And as you do this, stretch the front body forward. Stretch your fingertips forward. So good. Rebend your front knee. Downward facing dog once again. Little bend in your knees. And if you wish, right forward into that floating up dog. And back to down dog. Very good. Once again, nice and easy, take your right foot forward. Drop to your back knee. Grab your 2 blocks. And bring the blocks next to your hips. And a little bit out to the side. Yes, drive your pubic bone forward. Take up a lot of space. Good. Now walk that block to the right, farther out to the right. Take your left arm up alongside of your ear and side bend. Good. And now in the side bend, start to roll your chest towards the sky, opening up the psoas on the left side. Big breath. Good. Take it back up to the center. Left hand to the block. Keep your hips right where they are. Take the right arm up and over. Big side body stretch, and then again, turn your chest slightly towards the sky. Light in the fingertips, strong in the legs, allowing your personal ground of being, your personal trust be the support for the range. Flexibility and big range comes from stability. Good. Come back up to the center. Again, hands on the blocks, lift your chest, big back bend. Super nice. Optionally here, bend your left knee and reach back with your left hand to grab a hold of your left foot. Right hand can stay on the block or on your knee, or if it's available to you, reach back with both hands, flex your left ankle, and kick into your hand. Keep taking the pubic bone forward. Keep lifting your chest. Couple more breaths. Nice and easy. Unfold that, keep the blocks where they are, and step back, down dog. And just feel for a moment the difference between the 2 sides, the opening you've created on the left, and then take the left foot forward. Drop to your back knee once again. And same thing, lift your chest, hands to blocks. Pubic bone forward, proud chest. Ball of the front foot is active, top of the back foot. And let's take the side bend. So keep your hips where they are. Walk the left hand out to the side, right arm alongside of your ear, big side bend. Soften into the left elbow and then turn your chest towards the sky and breathe into your right psoas. If you're not sure where the psoas is, there might be a sensation of an ache deep in the belly in this stretch. Might not feel anything. Every body is different. Good. Come back up to the center. Fingertips on the block. Hips stay where they are. Up and over to the right. And then same thing. Turn your chest towards the sky. Breathe into the lungs. Breathe into your courage, into your potential. Good. Take it back up to the center. Left hand either on your block or to your knee. Optionally bend the back foot and grab that ankle. And if it's available to you, both hands to the ankle. And then imagine yourself like a big globe and kick back into your hands. Pubic bone forward, ball of the front foot. Travel your personal terrain. Use the lines to reference a sphere and imagine yourself in the center of a bubble. The moving middle is you. And then there's your breath, which is the bridge to the external. And then there's your circumstances all around you. Good. Slowly unfold that and step back to down dog. And the thing is that when we find the moving middle, when we establish trust in ourselves, those fluctuating circumstances are far less troubling. Give it a moment. So nice. Shift forward to plank, pubic bone towards the mat, up dog. And back to down dog. Super nice, you guys. Step your right foot forward. Pin your back heel down and come up nice and tall into a warrior two. Nice and strong. Flip your palms towards the sky. A little contraction in the navel point so you can push the breath up into the upper back, upper middle back. So good. Straighten your right leg, Trikonasana. Fold into your right side. Little micro bend in the front knee. Turn your chest. Good. Open everything up. Think that you're back bending slightly towards the front of your mat. Super nice. And now bring your left hand to your hip. Look down at your right foot and then start to walk the left foot in, coming into Ardha Chandrasana, half moon. Again, back bend towards the front of the mat. Squeeze the left leg higher. Tailbone deep in the body. If you wish, bend both knees, catch a hold of the pinky edge of your left foot, and then re-extend into Ardha Chandrasana, Chapasana. Back bend towards the front of the mat. Re-extend your left leg. So nice. Tap your left foot on the floor. So good. Beautiful. Pivot towards your front foot and step back, down dog. Smile at whatever happened there. Nice, good deep breaths. And let's go right into the other side. Step your left foot forward. Pin your back heel down. Come up nice and strong. Virabhadrasana 2. Navel point back. Breathe into the upper middle back. Palms up. Expand in every direction. Open. Steady in your steadiness and expanding through your expansiveness. Strengthen and straighten your left leg and fold through that left hip. Right arm to the sky. Trikonasana. Open your heart. Broaden your collarbones. Spread your upper middle back. Good. Take your right hand to your hip for balance. Look down at the floor. Start to walk that right foot in and lift it up. Ardha Chandrasana. Re-extend the top arm. Squeeze that right leg high. Take the tailbone into the body. If you wish, bend your right knee. Catch a hold of the pinky edge of your right foot and kick into your hand. Ardha Chandrasana, Chapasana. So nice. Re-extend your right leg. Tap your right foot on the floor and transition back, down dog. Nice quick flow today. Just getting the blood pumping, opening to the breath. Lower down to all fours. Grab a blanket. Take your blanket or your towel and put it on the mat. And take it and fold it so that you have this long rectangle. Very good. Come down onto your belly and line the blanket up with the top of the pelvis so it's right in line with your pubic bone. And then bend your knees and catch your ankles. Good. Kick into your hands. And you will feel here with the position of the blanket, the legs lift and the chest stays closer to the floor. It gives us more range on the back end of the pose. Couple big breaths. So nice. Lower the thighs, lower the legs, rest your forehead. Let it go. So nice. Now we're going to shift our position so that the bottom of the blanket stops at the top of the pelvis. So you're going to walk back on your mat with your hips. Blanket will be on your belly. And then same thing, bend your knees, catch your ankles. And now you'll feel the thighs stay down, but you get so much height in the chest. And breathe. Good, 2 more big breaths. Soften and open. Find stability, find opening. Be receptive, be strong. Lower down. Just letting the blanket massage the belly here. Stack your hands, rest your forehead. Very good. Bring your hands next to your ribs, press up. Slide the blanket out of the way. Come to all fours. Knees a little wider than the hips, big toes touching. Inhale, soften your belly and open. Exhale, press back to child's pose. A few more times like that. Breathe in, rise to all fours, a soft back bend. Exhale, round your back, travel back, child's pose. A couple more. Last time. Pause in the child's pose, let your elbows fall. Tune into your heartbeat, movement of the breath. Just a little burst of energy. And then mindfully come on up and grab your blankets. I'm going to finish the class with pranayama, and then you can, of course, take shavasana at home if that is in order for you today. Come to sit on your blankets. Soften your eyes once again, or close them. To play in the realms of potential is very risky. There's so much uncertainty. And it's similar to back bends for a lot of us. They can feel scary and vulnerable. But again, the range comes from the stability. The risk-taking comes from a place of stability and inner knowing, of inner trust, and trust in the broader scheme of things that we're going to be okay. Trust in the broader patterns of life that spring is always coming, sun is rising. And there's so much uncertainty, and yet. So even now, as you rest for a moment in your seat, what can you trust about you right now? Not an external circumstance, but you. What can you trust? Okay, take your hands opposite palm to opposite elbow in front of your belly, so you're making a little frame. And inhale, take your arms by your ears. And exhale, lower it down. And now go up and down. Good. Pump the breath, making yourself available, opening up the lungs, opening up the potential. Good. Pause at the top, switch which hand is on top, and go again. Five, 4, 3, 2, hold it up, take a deep breath in. 3 more little sips. 1 more little sniff. Hold your breath. Exhale, open up your arms and let it go. Just feel the vibrancy of the body, the tingling of your flesh, breath moving, maybe a slightly elevated heart rate, the stability of your legs. Today, what can you take with you that you trust? Irrevocably. What can you trust? And out of that stability, what range can you find into higher possibility? If resting is in order for you or staying in your seated meditation, I invite you to do so. Otherwise, thank you so much for being here. I'll see you next week. My name is Selena Garofino, and I am the founder and the creator of the Evolve Method. The Evolve Method is the result of 20-some years of my personal practice, almost 15 years of teaching, and over 6 years of running yoga teacher trainings. This program is anchored in classical yoga studies, personal development coaching with licensed professionals, and modern movement research. This really embodies what it is to be part of the Evolve Method. Our programs are systematic. Your 200-hour teacher training is a program that sets you up with all the kinesiological, the anatomical knowledge, the foundation of yoga history and philosophy, as well as a very strong anchoring in modern movement research and functional anatomy. And then out of that, when you learn this basic sequencing structure and this capacity to teach Vinyasa, Hatha Yoga, and restorative yoga, you're able to build on that in our advanced programming, which teaches things like the energetics of asana, tantric teachings on mythology and embodying conscious myth in your teachings and in your practice. The program also has a ton of modern movement that comes to us from different mobility systems and joint health systems so that you can truly practice for longevity. We named this program the Evolve Method because it's about more than a physical practice. It's about you learning to navigate better every single area of your life, to be the author of your story and your destiny, to live out your dreams, and to bring your medicine to the world and really be able to serve. I'm so excited to give this offering to you, and I hope you'll consider joining us either online or in person.